So his teacher, Mrs. Martis, had this thing to say about him. She said that taking care of him means getting 22 strands of grey hair every day.
Oh my God.
Little did she know that he will grow up to make a movie called Attack. So he clearly lives up to his name. John, Rakul and Jacqueline, thank you so much.
Thank you.
क्या नाम है? Attack.
Attack.
Yeah, why is it Attack?
क्योंकि पता नहीं, we felt the name is very attractive. बहुत ही
Yeah.
smart नाम था. पहले हमने सोचा कि हम super soldier रखेंगे. उसके बाद हमने सोचा कि I think Attack is a more generic name, easier
Yeah.
name. और अटैक एक ऐसे इंग्लिश वर्ड है जो हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं.
Yeah.
फोर्स इज अ इंग्लिश वर्ड दैट यू से इन हिंदी.
Yeah.
इडियट्स, 3 इडियट्स. अरे वो तो इडियट है.
Yeah.
तो अटैक वो एक ऐसा शब्द है जो हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं, इसने उसको अटैक
Attack किया.
सो अटैक
Yeah.
इज वेरी इजी टू से.
Nice.
Yeah.
This producer is a smart
Very
producer.
smart producer, yeah.
He knows the big town and the small town and the everybody's mind.
ये
Huh?
बहुत जरूरी होता है ना, when you're making a film like this, it's
Yes.
very important to make it common and easy for people to pronounce.
Right, true. Rakul and Jacqueline, this movie is tailor-made for every girl who wanted to star in Charlie's Angels, Growing up, every girl wanted to do that, wear those high-heel boots and do something funky and fun on screen,
Right.
So, and in fact, I was expecting you to be in her role and you to be in her role. You're playing somebody's love interest and she's playing that, the girl who develops artificial intelligence and things
That's
like
right.
that. Tell me about your role.
So I am a scientist, one of the finest scientists in the country.
Wow.
So they say in the film, Dr. Sabha, and she's made this chip, this technology, which can be used in paraplegics. To turn them into super soldiers. So basically,
Wow.
and this is really happening in the world today, where people who are not able to move their limbs, जिनके हाथ नहीं चल रहे हैं या पैर नहीं, तो चिप होता है जो यहाँ पर हेड में डलता है, फिर एक मिनी कंप्यूटर नेक में डलता है, एंड देन मैसेजेस रीडिंग होते हैं, एक पूरा सर्किट प्रोग्रामिंग होता है, द कंप्यूटर रीड्स द मैसेज, एंड अगर आपका लिम्ब चाहता है कि आप अगर अपना हाथ हिलाना चाहते हो तो दैट इज रेड बाय द चिप, and then your brain gets the signal and that's what's done. So it's a very interesting role, something that's not been seen on screen before. Through her technology, she's also serving the nation. So she's bringing her expertise to be in the right way of patriotism actually for the country. So it's a very smart role. And when I read it, I was like, I want to do this.
Even when I read it, I was like, I want to do this. I saw the rule and I was like, look, this rule is really interesting.
That's true.
But no, I mean, also when we delved deeper into my character as well, and we explored it, it's a very, very beautiful, vulnerable character, and and there's a pivotal role that actually she plays, which turns Arjun, played by John, his life around, and there's a moral compass as well, that follows you throughout the film through this role. So it took some convincing. I have to admit, Rakul. But no, but then I found the beauty actually in playing Aisha in the film Attack. So, yeah.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I was going through your filmographies and I'll come back to your first film. In your first film, Jism, the songs went like this. Avarapan, Banjarapan, Jadoo hai, Nasha hai. And in this movie, the song goes like this. तोड़ के यहीं, खोल के ज़मीं, गाड़ दूँ यहीं, चल हट.
Wow, that's enough.
चल हट, चल हट, चल हट.
वो मेरा favorite गाना है by the way in the album. Yeah.
That's again got that attack mode to it.
Yeah.
So that's the entire universe that you've created, right? It's a very. Tell me, do you think Indians and India is ready? Like, for example, when you tell me about this role, I'm getting that the antagonist in Hulk.
Right.
He got the same thing, right? मुझे ऐसा कुछ डाल दो कि I'm able to match up with that
Right.
guy. Is India ready for a commercial film which has aspects of gaming in this sci-fi world?
I think
Because we are used to love romance, drama, family.
when you said we're used to love romance, drama, family, you were like बहुत हो चुका है in
Yeah.
your head,
Your
the way you
expression
said it.
said it all.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
also said gaming is already huge over here. I
Yeah.
think the generation,
Correct.
everyone is ready for it. They're just waiting for it, and that's what Attack is.
Yeah, and I think we go in and we watch the Avengers or Hulk, और हम लोग उसको बहुत easily accept करते हैं.
Yeah.
I just felt that this is a very humble and an honest attempt from us to show that we can also create our own superhero. And we create our own story. Of course, inspiration तो लक्ष्य बहुत he's a youngster, तो काफ़ी फिल्म से उसने काफ़ी inspiration लिया है. जैसे he loved RoboCop, he loved Upgrade, he loved Universal Soldier. ऐसे बहुत सारी films हैं. But is this story original? It's an original story, and it's a completely original story. It's our take on what India is in the future. And two things I wanted to say. ये फिल्म बहुत ही credible है क्योंकि जब भी हमने research करा था इस फिल्म पे, one of the things we researched on was a gentleman called Nathan Copeland from the US, who's a civilian जो एक paraplegic था. There was a brain surgery done and a computer chip was inserted in his brain. उसके बाद काफ़ी electrical notes थे ऐसे. And today he's been able to walk. So in the film we give him the first special thanks because we had a lot of video conferencing done with him.
Nice.
Secondly, DRDO in their own statement has actually put out, our Department of Research and Defense Organization has actually put out that they are creating exoskeletons for the Indian Army. मतलब we are creating artificial soldiers for the Indian Army. So अगर ये सच में हो रहा है from next year, then why is this not possible?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you have co-written or written the story. What's
the story
your,
idea was
apart
mine.
from being the producer,
The story idea was mine, but I must give Laksh credit for actually developing it with me. We developed it together. And जैसे मैंने कहा, Laksh is a very young mind, and he was very clear कि मुझे ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, मुझे Jacqueline चाहिए रोल में, मुझे Rakul चाहिए रोल में. And मेरा तो as a producer I had to just ask him, are you sure? Are you sure? He says, yes, I'm sure I want this one. Yes, I'm sure I want this one. I said, okay. मेरा काम बहुत simple था because when they came to office, my staff would only say photo. So my job was very easy. But he was convinced that he wanted both of them. And I tell you very honestly, क्योंकि मेरे लिए as an actor, they're the heroes of my film.
Yeah.
They've done a fantastic job. Both of them have done such a fantastic job. Of course, visually, दोनों बहुत ही pretty लगते हैं, sweet, you know, the good-looking girls, everything.
Yeah.
But where the film's concerned, as a producer, and as an actor, I'm so happy with both of them when you see the final product.
Of course, yes. John, you have a production house now.
Yeah.
Your film Vicky Donor, you got a national award. I mean, who would have thought that John Abraham, the guy from Jism and all these hottie movies, would get a national award for a film like Vicky Donor? Because there you were thinking like a person, a guy next door. ये problems होती हैं. And I remember the climax scene, the girl says कि I can't become a mother, and the doctor says कि you say you can't become a mother. He's a father to all these children. You have to have a certain kind of a mind to be able to invest in such scripts. When you are the producer on this project, Attack, and you're an actor too. Every actor wants to, I mean, that's what vanity does to you, right? Every actor wants to be in the best project that he has, either of himself or somebody else's. How do you choose, this is something that I want to act into, and this is a great project, but I will not act in it?
Right, so when Vicky Donor happened, we were actually, Madras Cafe was our first film, Shujit and me, because it's a passion project very close to my heart. उसके दौरान we got the script of Vicky Donor. It was called फूल के लिए गुलशन गुलशन at that point of time. No one knows, We changed that around, and all credit to Shujit. We were sitting together and we called in Ayushman to the office, and at that time I think he was a roadies guy. And we saw him and we said, this is the guy who can play Vicky in Vicky Donor. And I think it was fantastic. And I'll be very honest with you, as a producer, I don't want to make films only with me, or with me specifically. I'm not in love with myself. I want to make good films. So I'm very clear, if it's a woman-oriented film, I would want to take her, I would want to take her. If it's a male-oriented film, if it suits Tiger Shroff, for example, I'd want to take Tiger. If it suits Kartik Aaryan, I'd take Kartik Aaryan. Or, you know, so it depends on what actor you really want to go for. I just want to make good films because my track record as a producer is 100%.
Yeah, actually.
I've made Vicky Donor, I've made Madras Cafe, I've made Parmanu, I've made Batla House. And I've won 3, maybe 4 national awards with these films.
Of course. Wow.
I don't want to go wrong as a producer. So I know for a fact, and I can say this on record, I don't know what the commerce of Attack is going to be. I don't know. But I can guarantee that when people walk out, they'll say it's a cool film. It's a game changer.
Nice, very nice. I like the conviction also.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You know, John said a very interesting thing a couple of years ago, Rakul. In fact, you said it to me only in one of the interviews. He said that in India, an action hero doesn't go wrong. And if you want to ensure that you have a longevity in your career, especially if you're a guy, if you're a man, if you're an actor, then be in that genre, action. Because वो लड़के कितने भी बड़े हो जाएं, वो उनका पोस्टर लगाना नहीं भूलते अपने कमरे में, ना आज भी John Travolta and all these guys, you know, they have their following, and people don't get away from them. What do you think is a short way of being an actress who you would think that is going to rule the hearts for the next 10 years or 20 years? Have you figured out the way to be relevant for the next 20 years? Have you just understood the games of the rules?
There is no game. I think at least that's what I understand, that the game is that there is no game.
Yeah.
You have to constantly keep evolving yourself with the kind of content that's happening, with the way, you know, I think your films are always a reflection of the society. So if you don't evolve and you are stuck with the pattern that the audiences are not enjoying, then, you know, you're not going to be relevant in today's times. So I think what's very important is to always have an open mind, to be always open to learning, to understanding what's happening around, and to be able to grow with the changing times. And I think that's the only way, because if you look at actors like Tabu ma'am, or, you know, there's so many actors and women, Kareena ma'am, you know, they've had such a long, and they, in the past they used to say women have 5-7 years of career, but they've all proved it wrong with doing some interesting films and concepts, and, you know, just very, very relevant even today. So I think you just have to be open, and you never know it all.
And diversity in your repertoire.
Diversity.
And sincerity also.
Yeah, and sincerity. I think, absolutely. I think your focus and you're honest to your art, I think that's something that should never go away.
That's true. I'm just trying to see how beautiful your eyes are, Rakul. No wonder you got the most beautiful eye in that pageant, right? The best eyes you got that award. And best talent also, if I remember.
Yeah, I got 5 titles at that time in 2011, that was.
You know how to...
In Miss India.
What are the talent that you won? Like, what did you perform?
Bharatnatyam.
Oh, you're done Arangatam?
Yes. So I'd not done my Arangatam, but I could have done. So I'd done 5 years of Bharatnatyam.
Beautiful Indian face.
Yeah. It's the eyes, the expressive eyes.
Oh my God. Thank you guys.
Wow. My pleasure. You know, Jacqueline, the other day I asked this question to Shahid also. Tell me, there was a time when actors used to be booked 3 years in advance, 4 years in advance. And now I asked, when I asked Shahid, he says the world is changing so rapidly and so spontaneously. Just sometimes the social media can make you redundant. Sometimes social media can make your next project redundant. Yes. Do you think it's difficult for actors to not be pre-booked in advance for many, many years now?
We're actually shifting into a zone where social media is becoming so big.
Yeah.
So actors are having to diversify in so many different ways. I mean, the reason why actors were booked like 4 years in advance before was there was no other platform to see them. You know, so they were like so much in demand, and now like social media has taken over, and this is happening, and so many different faces and different talents and techniques, so many things. So we're having to keep up in that dynamic as well. And but I feel like, you know, you have to kind of pick your lane. Right. And go with that, and I think that's a longer term way of like looking at things than probably shorter.
Sometimes a piece of news is made only on the basis of one tweet that somebody has made sitting at his house somewhere in the remote corner of a country, and that becomes national news. Do you think social media is a bit overrated, and that keeps the actors on guard, on your toes all the time? I'm
going off social media very soon. I'm saying it's a very powerful medium. I love animals and it helps my cause. But outside of that, I'm not equipped. I'm not smart enough to really do much on social media, because I'm probably too shy and private person to do a lot. But I think there's going to be a time very soon with and social media, there's some nice people also, so I'm not, but I'm saying that the level of toxicity is so high that my gathering is that in another 2 years, 3 years, most of the actors will be off social media very soon. And it'll be a shocker. It'll happen. Today it sounds unbelievable. It sounds like, no, this guy's...
Actually that trend is already there in Hollywood.
It is?
You don't see any actors actually in Hollywood on social media. Very, very rarely. They're completely... I mean, the biggest ones from... Leonardo only does it, of course, for his like environmental causes, and then
Correct.
even like a Jennifer Lawrence. None
Yeah.
of them are actually like on
social.
Margot Robbie. They're not on social media at all, because
Wow.
again, he's right. There is a huge level of toxicity. We're huge victims. We're vulnerable, and there is a sense that, you know, we are very overexposed, you know, in that world.
Yeah.
So they stay,
Yeah.
and we're
Yeah, I think-
sensitive as well.
Yeah, I think everyone has an opinion
Yeah.
on who you are, on what you should do with your
Yeah.
life, or you know, in earlier days there was an excitement to watch an actor on screen and judge them on the basis of the role that they've played.
Right.
But now I think it's too intrusive. Of course, it's great in a lot of places, but unfortunately, we're not all sensible enough to use it the right way, I feel,
Yeah.
or responsible enough.
Yeah.
And that's what might, I agree with John, it might, you know,
Take you off
take you off.
completely.
No, because I've
a
had that
much
thought
more-
many a times.
It's a
That's
much
true.
more
That you know,
peaceful
maybe I
world.
just
That's
don't
true.
want it, so I took it off my phone. So
That's
now
true.
when I have to, I log in from my iPad and whatever,
Yeah,
but I don't have it
bigger
on my
device.
phone.
Very nice. That's a desirable thing to
Yeah,
do, actually.
yeah.
at
It's
least
like,
in the
okay, I
next
have it as an
few
actor,
months.
but then okay, I choose not to just keep surfing on it.
True, of course. John, ever since you got married in 2014, we've maybe I might be wrong, but we can sense some palpable changes in you. One of them is that you are off publicity, popularity. I mean, just the newspapers and this and that, all the news feed that you get, you're off them. You come in the right time, and then you go back into your space. At the same time, you're great friends with Karan Johar, somebody who is out there all the time, and you are not out there all the time, yet you have a great friendship.
Yeah.
You're also good friends with Aditya Chopra, who's a very different kind of a person. And as a person, I would not believe that you are great friends, but you're still great friends. You also have started investing a lot in startups, and you have your clothes brand and your football team and your health. You
Yeah.
got into that also. And you're doing several things. You are also in a partnership, not the business partnership, but in your personal life, right?
Yeah, yeah, in both actually. Business
In both,
also.
yeah.
yeah. I was like, what are you talking? Are you talking about the other
Which
work that I'm
partnership,
doing? Yeah, I mean,
not
I
the
said, what
She's
business.
saying, I am dating Jackie, not this Jackie.
yeah.
True,
I
true.
mean, though I hate to make news about it.
I totally understand that.
yeah.
This is joking, sorry.
Yeah,
No,
but
not
he
at all.
said in an interview that it's not necessary that both the husband and wife need to walk the red carpet. How do you think do your partnership in your personal life, whoever you're dating or you're married to, keeps you sane in your professional life? Because this profession takes a lot away from your sanity.
You're asking me? Or?
Both of you actually.
Okay, you want to go for it? Yeah.
I just feel that, you know, it's very important, whoever you are, whether you're a girl or a boy, whether your partner is from the industry or not from the industry, to understand who you are as a person. And for us also to know that what I do is my profession. It's not who I am. And I think once you've compartmentalized your life correctly like that, that when I pack up on set and when I come back, I am not the actor Rakul. I am a girl who likes to do these things, and my partner knows that about me and I know that about him, and that's it. I think life's very simple, we just complicate it.
Yeah.
Every career can be absorbing, it can be difficult, ours is too, but it's very important for either of the partners to understand that this is the demand of your work, but this is not who you are.
But do you hide the personal details of your personal life? Like he is very guarded
No,
about
I
it.
mean, I choose to speak what I wanted to speak. Like, I mean, it's not that I want to every day make news about it, but it's as I just feel there's nothing to be sly about it. There is a reality to it. It's like how I have parents, I have my siblings, I have my friends, I have a partner. That's it. Do I want to make news about it every day? No. You know, so it's a matter of fact, it's normal. I don't know why, but we are very excited about talking about it every day, which I don't
Yeah.
understand
But
why.
you know, just to be, and I speak on behalf of Rakul and Jacqueline, especially, for the girls, I just think it's so hard being them. It's just so hard being them. And they're brave souls to actually sit here, to sit in front and talk, being scrutinized, being hammered, being judged, being spoken
Yeah.
about all the time, and still sit here
True.
with a smiling face.
That's
And
true.
trust me,
Yeah.
it's very easy for anybody to make a comment on
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
have the guts to last for so long,
That's
and
true.
sit here,
Yeah.
after being badgered and hammered by unknown people who are cowards,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sitting there. So
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for for what they go through, and it's not, and that's something about social media that I probably don't respect at all.
Yeah.
I don't respect that lot of people. Now, can I pick out that lot? I can't pick out the lot because they're really smart and they're not brave. You know what I'm saying? So I can't pick out that lot. But if I had them in my hands, I'd crush them.
You'll crush them.
The super soldier would come out. Track, crushing.
I'd destroy them.
Attack.
Yeah.
He's our hero.
Thank you, John. That was really,
That's
really
so
good.
nice.
Honestly, it's a fact. It's something that, we don't, and then the other thing I just wanted to, because you spoke about how do female actors how will you chart your career, how do you choose?
Yeah.
I think today they're heroes as well. So there's no female actor and male actor today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have films running. I mean, Gangubai is the example of a film that's run on a female actor.
Female actor.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm saying Jacqueline can do it, Rakul can do it, both of them can do it. So I think we've lost, we've finished that era where I would have to open the door for a woman. I think a woman would have to open the door for me today. They're so powerful.
Still a tricky territory though.
No, I'm just saying they're so powerful, they're on par. So I don't think you can really discriminate today.
But I think the women can say, even the women are very confused. The word feminism has been defined in so many ways these days that you have lost track whether or not should he open the door for me?
Yeah.
Should he? Should he not? Should I stop him from doing that? So I think those questions, the young girls especially are also battling with them.
I'm sure
How important is the lipstick? What is fat shaming? And should I lose weight or should I be proud for?
It's so tough for a woman.
It is very tough for women these days.
And for every woman actually, it's so tough because if you don't, they face this publicly with like 40, 60, 80 million people, judging them.
Yeah.
Someone faces 10 people around them.
That's
but when you're facing it even from one person, imagine it's so intense on you.
Yeah.
Imagine when you kind of
Put it at that level.
That's fine. So great, all the best for Attack. I guess this is definitely one of those films that will take our film industry much ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
It's a game changer because it's a different kind of a film. We're working with new talent, and just to tell you on record, it's the first time I think where you probably, I just want you guys also to understand that, our music composer, Shashwat, actually created the entire BGM, and we shot the film on the entire BGM.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah. So we've actually reverse processed this entire film in such a way where our sound designer, so my sound designer is a guy called Bishwadeep Da, who won the national award with me for Madras Cafe.
Okay.
So Shashwat won the national award for Uri. Wow. We got them together with our young director Lakshana Room, and they read the script, and whilst reading we composed the BGM. And we went and shot the film on so we've actually, so this is a first in many respects. We hope the trade and we hope the audience supports this kind of cinema, because if you don't, we're going to belt out more crap.
Yeah. True.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to go back to the old formula again very soon. Probably including myself.
You know what? I believe in this script and I'm going to make this.
Yeah.
Somebody had to be the first one, and I think Attack is that.
Yeah. But I have this bone to pick with you, John. You were going in a very cushioned way. I mean, nature had actually picked a very cushioned world for you, where you just had to look great and speak lovely dialogues and dance on some nice moves, and you became the Dostana guy, the perfect pin-up boy for girls' room.
Yeah.
But you chose to do all the films that are generally difficult to write, make, produce, understand. They're also for the niche viewer, not the niche viewer, but somebody who likes good cinema actually, thought out cinema. Why did you do that? It's the extra काम क्यों लिया आपने अपने?
See, I think because like someone very close to me, someone who I deeply respect, one of the biggest, probably the biggest producer in this country, he told me, he's saying, John, your best choices have been the ones that have failed. And you've defined yourself by films like Water, which failed. It didn't even run a show in India. It was nominated for the Academy Awards for the best foreign film. No Smoking.
Yeah,
Kabul Express. Zinda, Jism also was an anti-hero. So all my choices have been very, very different, and I wanted to define myself by the choices I make as an actor and then as a producer. So I understand the body part of it. People love the force body. People love the Dostana body. I understand that. the body is not going to go. But it's important for people to understand that there's a brain that's ticking that can make different kind of stuff, because I think there is nothing sexier than intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I
agree.
am, but I'm just saying there's
But I
nothing more
agree.
attractive than that. So I think that needs to keep going.
Your wife, IQ is like really high. She's a very smart, confident woman. If you don't know, just look up for her. I
Okay.
guess that's that's a place where you're drawing all that discussions on
But
intelligence
IQs
also
don't
from.
brush off on each other. They don't brush off.
So while you're walking the red carpet, what is she doing at home at that
No,
time?
I think she's extremely smart, and she handles the football team,
Okay.
and that's I don't know. I mean, football is. I mean, let me put it this way: having a football team is like making one Sanjay Leela Bhansali film every year.
True.
It's really it's a tough job.
Oh, yes.
And well, we're hanging in there. We're trying to make things work, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
hope football's the new cricket down in the future, because I have a team called Northeast United FC.
Yeah.
It's the hotbed of football. So
Yeah.
we didn't do too well this year because of COVID,
Yeah.
but we hope to do better next year.
Oh, and you were also an avid footballer once upon a
Yeah,
time. Do you
I would
still
have
play?
I would have played for India if I continued, but there was no money in sport at that time. Yeah.
So hence you. I am training myself, and I play football. And
Oh,
Mbappe
wow.
is my favorite, as opposed to Messi and of course Ronaldo.
Mbappe?
Yeah, I really like him.
I think he'll move to Real Madrid next year.
Yeah, so a lot of action in the football world though,
Yeah.
but it's a shame that people are focused only a few sports and instead of the global.
So Jacqueline, Rakul, football is so much like films. Your Messi and your Ronaldo are your lead
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
Your coach is your director, and the owner is the producer.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
And
Yeah.
when the team loses, they first abuse Ronaldo or Messi. then
Yeah,
they sack the coach,
Yeah.
True.
and then they abuse the owners.
True.
So it's
I'm
you know, if
sure.
you draw parallels, and there's so many
This is
so many
true.
parallels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Wow.
Messi, the patient one wins in the end,
Correct.
right? You have to be
Absolutely.
consistent and patient
Yeah.
and keep attacking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you. All the
so much.
best.